Hello dear students, I hope you all are doing well. So as you can see, today's topic of discussion is migration. So before I start the chapter, let me ask you one question. Do you remember the lockdown days during COVID-19? Men and women from different sides of our country were walking long distance to reach their homes, and they all were the laborers working in different industrial belts. So this is one easiest example of migration. Okay, so now see what we are going to learn in this chapter called migration. So what are the things? The first thing, that is the concept of migration. That means what is the exact definition of migration. In the next part, we are going to learn about the causes of migration. So in this part, we are going to divide the causes in two parts. One is the push factor, another one that is the pull factor. Next, that is types of migration. So there are several types of migration. We are going to learn about these types as well. And the last part is all about the impact of migration. Again, for this part, we are going to divide the topic in two parts. One, that is all about the advantages of migration, and next part, that is about the disadvantages of migration. Okay, so now let me tell you from the geographical perspective that what is the exact definition of migration. So basically, migration means movement of people from one geographical area to another geographical area due to some economic, social or cultural reasons. Okay, so now if you look at this diagram, you can easily understand the concept of migration. Just look at this. Suppose this is area A and this is area B. So people are moving from this area to this area, okay, or from this area to this area. So this whole incident, that is known as migration. Okay, so this incident is known as migration. And then next part, that is about the migrants. So people who move from one place to another, they are known as the migrants. Okay, so basically the people who move from one place to another, they are known as the migrants. Okay, okay, next, that is about, you can see here a name, Radzel. So who is Radzel? Basically Radzel, he is a geographer who first conducted the study of trains of migration. Okay, so I have already discussed about what is the exact concept of migration, okay, and about the concept of migrants as well. Okay, now coming to the next part, that is about the causes of migration. Before that, let me give you one easy example. Suppose I am moving from, this is a map of India, you can see, okay, is it clear? Okay, so suppose I am moving from Madhya Pradesh to Odisha, okay, so that means I am the example of the migrant, okay. Okay, now next part, that is about the causes. So for the causes, we can divide it in two parts. One is about the push factor, another one that is the pull factors. Okay, so for that I have to draw one picture. Okay. Well, so now I am going to discuss about the push factors. Okay, so one thing, let me tell you about push factors, that is push factors means all are the negative factors, or we can say that push factors means they all are the force factors. Okay, so you can see that what are the important push factors that I have already written. that are about unpleasant climatic condition. Next, that is lack of job facilities, or we can say lack of job opportunities, lack of educational facilities, or any type of political problems. So they all are known as the push factors. That means we cannot say they are the positive factors. So because of all these reasons, people can move or shift from their own area to another area. Okay, so this is the concept of push factor. Now we have another causes or another factors for migration, that is known as pull factor. Okay, so pull factor is just the opposite of push factor. Okay, so that means in case of pull factor, what we can say that these are all positive factors. Okay, based on all these factors, people can shift from their own area to another area. Okay, so we have to remove some words from here. Okay, then we will easily understand the concept of pull factors. Like, we cannot say lack of educational facilities, that is we have educational facilities. Okay, unpleasant climate and suitable climatic conditions. Okay, next, that is not lack of job opportunities, several job opportunities are there. Okay, so based on that, or social security is there, based on that we can say that people can move from one area to another area, or attracted to one area from another area. Okay, so this is the concept of the causes of migration. Okay, now the next part, that is about the types of migration. Okay, so for the types of migration, there are several types. First, that we can say about, that is internal migration. What it is? Internal migration. Next, that is external migration. Another types, they are like rural to urban migration, urban to urban migration, or urban to rural migration. Okay, another very important types of migration, they are like emigration and immigration. What are they? Emigration and immigration. Okay, so I hope you all understood this concept. Now let me write it down, that is emigration and immigration. Okay. Emigration, and number 2 it is immigration. Okay. So what is the concept of this? Basically emigration, and in case of emigration, in both type of migration, what happened? People shift from one country to another country. Okay, but what happened in case of immigration? Suppose I am giving you one easy example. Suppose I am moving from India to Canada. Okay, so for India, this incident is known as emigration. So for India, this incident is known as emigration. But for Canada, this incident is called immigration. Okay, and the person who moved from India to Canada, for India, they are the emigrants, just like migrants, immigrants. Okay, and for Canada, they are the immigrants. Okay, so the question will like distinguish between immigration and immigration. So you have to understood this concept very carefully, look at the spellings, and you have to remember the points, because this is a very common question, that is distinguish between immigration and immigration. About today's class, in the next class we are going to discuss about the other types of migration as well as the impacts of migration. Thank you so much for the class, students.